Welcome everyone to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for April 28th, 29th, and 30th of 2017. So this weekend we are in the crescent phase of the lunar cycle, which means that we are in the beginning phase. And so we're starting to see now, I feel like this weekend, what is shaping up, what is surfacing, in the physical world, in reality. And this might be internal things, it might be things in your external environment. But whatever it is a great weekend to start to put energy into that and still try new things, right? Be flexible, be adaptive, see what's shaping up, but maybe start to choose, which of these new things you're seeing you want to cultivate for the coming weeks and months. So the moon's going to be in Taurus here Friday and Saturday, suggesting a grounded energy of maybe wanting to take things slow and steadily. In fact, that's been a very important part of this new beginning because Mars has been in Taurus, and the moon's going to go over Taurus on Friday. So activating the side of ourselves that, yes, it's a time of taking action. This whole new moon was in Aries, but at the same time, slow and steady action. Stopping to smell the roses, stopping to appreciate what we do have in our life, and to enjoy what we have in our life, particularly on the material realm. So good for resourcefulness, good for luxurious things, enjoying matters. And on Friday, we do have Mercury retrograde going over Uranus. All right, so I have been talking about these past couple days how there is this sort of freedom we want, this new perspective we might be having actually, or might be shifting here on Friday, maybe because of the rethinking we've been doing. So with the retrograde Mercury these past couple weeks, if you've been rethinking some things, redoing some things in your life, this could be a time of maybe some new insights, some new ideas, or maybe literally something new coming into the picture to help you cultivate specifically freedom, the freedom in your daily activities there. So we'll talk more about that. Then as we get into Sunday, the moon does shift into Gemini, which is more about the inquisitive aspect of ourselves, mental stimulated aspect of ourselves, and Saturn starts to square up to Chiron exact, suggesting there might be some healing here on Sunday. Where can you take some actions towards your wounds, towards the things that you're inhibited by, and maybe even afraid of, and through that action, feeling the healing. All right, so let's go and look at this in more detail. All right, so here we are, the beginning phase of this lunar cycle, the crescent phase, new beginnings from last week in Aries. This is a time of, again, initiating things, taking steps, and through taking those steps, discovering more about who we are and what we want in life. And that's what this whole month is going to show us, this whole lunar month. And this is certainly the beginning phases of that, just starting to get things moving. So with that being said, Taurus, the sign after Aries, is about doing it slowly and steadily, enjoying the things we have in our life, being grateful for what we have. Can be a great time for enjoying a good meal, maybe a hot bath, lighting some incense, some aromas, essential oils, anything that really gets the senses invoked. And that can really help us relax, and then want to take things slow and steadily. But nonetheless, being grateful for what we have, enjoying what we have, and just taking things one step at a time. So let's see also what's going on here on Friday with the aspects. We've got Mercury retrograde going over Uranus. This is going to be the second contact here that we're going to have. Very early, not next week, but the following week, about a week from now, a week and a couple days, Mercury is going to go direct back over Uranus. So with the retrograde, this is usually some sort of shift of perspective, sometimes new information coming to light. Okay, again, maybe relating to the things you've been redoing or rethinking these past couple weeks. So new information and a new way of looking at things. And I think it's all about freedom, right, with Uranus. It's about change, it's about excitement. And I think the more open we are to change and excitement here, these days surrounding Friday, can be great. And just experiment with it, right? Uranus is all about experimentation. Mercury retrograde is all about experimentation. And through that, we are learning more about ourselves, what we enjoy, and again, where we can fundamentally have more freedom, a freedom of being who we truly are in our life. Okay, so very important there. So as we get into Saturday, the moon will still be in Taurus, and so still accentuating that earthy aspect of ourselves. But then we do come up to this T-square with that Saturn squaring up to Chiron energy, which is going to be pretty strong on Saturday, but even stronger on Sunday, suggesting that this could certainly be a weekend of healing, okay? So this has been in orb for a very long time, these surrounding weeks, because these are two very slow-moving planets, Saturn and Chiron, a comet, but very slow-moving. And this is suggesting that since late last year, if you felt like there's any steps you want to take towards doing things that you feel wounded about, but you know that if you took steps towards those things that you feel wounded about or inhibited towards or even afraid of, that it would heal you and even make your life better. You would feel more rejuvenated and even heal whatever that is that might be, missing from your life, or again, because of the inhibitions, just you're not partaking in it or it's not being cultivated. So this is a weekend where, and even going into next week, where there could certainly be a shift with this. And I think if there are any actions or any steps, if it's more internal, just steps, you can take Saturday and Sunday towards facing those wounds, accepting those wounds, taking the steps that, although you might have the wounds towards, but initiating, you could feel, that there's this whole new perspective about now you're healing this energy in your life. And I think we're going to be healing it anyways, because it's, very strong aspect here. But with the square, usually we're a bit avoidant of it. It's uncomfortable. And the more willing we are to initiate it and be the active participants, in this case, in the healing, then it becomes much easier to work with, and then we're actually taking greater steps towards that healing. So I do highly recommend that. Whatever the area is, you can check your weekly to see which area of life this is involved for you. But yeah, taking the slow and steady actions, and remembering too that Saturn is about the long term, right? So it'll take time. This healing will take time. This aspect will be an orb, I think, up until, actually, I can't remember exactly when. I think August. I can't say for sure, but it'll be, in the coming months up until the last aspect of it. So the second aspect is that things are shifting. We can take some steps, and between now and the coming months, we can actually do this healing, implement this healing, take our time with it, right? So, so very powerful, very strong, very important collectively as well, but certainly in our individual lives. All right. So on Sunday, the moon is going to be shifting into Gemini, going into Monday as well. Good for inquisitiveness, learning. If you feel like exchanging some information, maybe socializing a bit, exchanging information with others, or reading a book if it's more private like that, or doing some writing. Really good for getting that mentally active aspect of ourself stimulated with Gemini. All right, so that's the weekend in a nutshell. The way I would sum this up is crescent phase, new beginnings. Where can you start to cultivate maybe some of these new beginnings, these new seeds that are sprouting, but also continue to nurture maybe some of these new seeds that are sprouting as well. The moon in Taurus, Friday and Saturday, good for the grounded energy, resourcefulness, enjoying the things we have in our life, particularly on the material realm, connecting to Earth. We've got Mercury retrograde over Uranus, maybe bringing a bit of excitement or change in our routine, which is maybe what we need or we're learning more about. So again, experimentation, trying new things with Mercury retrograde. We can learn a lot about our true self, what it is we enjoy in life, and gives us a sense of freedom, and what kind of changes we do want to see. Then as we get into Saturday with the T-square with that Saturn Chiron, and especially on Sunday, healing weekend. Where can we actually take the steps towards facing some of these wounds that we know through taking those steps will lead to healing, but also better fulfillments, better enjoyments, and more balance in our life. All right, so I hope you guys have an excellent weekend. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on Monday. Take care.